Hello, welcome back to Fruit Salad. I've just woken up, as you may be able to tell by my slightly confused voice. Yesterday, I played Sonic Frontiers, and I loved it. We are currently seeing his gameplay of me playing it. This was the second time I played it. It was at the TikTok booth. I played it the first time at the Sega booth. When I first went in and it's actually recorded, they were like, you can record as long as it's like over the shoulder or behind or something. This is actually a cropped in version of that. But they were like, don't make it too obvious because don't want everyone filming it. So we try not to make it too obvious, which is why the person filming had their arms crossed, had their phone in between their crossed arms, which is why every now and then it will drift off. I'm actually going to be talking about the first time I played through now. Actually, the first bit is actually almost exactly the same. What you're seeing now, the start bit is pretty much exactly the same that I did both times. I'll put footage, when I specifically talk about a specific bit I didn't get footage of, I'll find footage of that and put it on. So yeah, this is the opening. It's actually on hard difficulty. When we went to the second guy, the guy was like, well, how good are you at Sonic games, rather than let me set it up. I was like, pretty good. We put it on hard. Don't know why I did that. It's just going to take me longer to kill the enemies. That's all I think hard does. Anyway, as you can see, a lot of things come up, and then obviously it's like, yeah, here, do the homing attack. That's a little training area. They come up every time you go in and out of the cyberspace, and they tell you to do like one action or like one chain of actions. As soon as you do that, you can quit out. Lots of people didn't do that, and they were just in there for like 5 minutes. You can just quit out after you've done the first one. So yeah, obviously you kill the enemies. You don't have the Psy loop unlocked yet. So we're running up, and then these enemies come, you just kill them. I mean, I'm going to do a sort of commentating on this bit. I'm going to do a proper commentation on the other bits. I do actually do a few drop dashes for. I'll talk about them more in the other one. The first thing you come up to is the actual ninja boss fight. The ninja boss fight was pretty easy. Neither times it killed me. It did hit me a few times though. But both times I played through. But if you get your dodges and your parries just right, I don't feel there should be like too much difficulty there. It does actually make a shield that comes up, which actually means you can't damage it. You have to go around the back. I don't know how you do that. Maybe you need more attacks for it. I guess you could just side loop it. Maybe I didn't actually side loop the ninja and either go. I'll talk about the controls more in the second half as well, because I can compare it directly to footage there. And then obviously it drops the gear to the cyberspace portals, and then you pick it up and it opens the doors to the next area. So you go through to the next area, and this is the beginning bit is very linear and quite puzzly. I say quite puzzly. There's like 3 puzzles throughout. Both times I didn't actually stop. I didn't really explore the opening area too much. I know there's platforms and rails and stuff you can go through and hoops, but I want to see as much of this game as I can. So I was just running through both times that I played it. And obviously there, that opens up the door. I hope I've synced this footage correctly. And then, yeah, you come down, and then this is where you have to unlock the Psy loop here. I'll probably skip this bit when I'm talking about the second playthrough while I'm doing it, quoting, whatever, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, you Psy loop the torches, puts them out. This actually counts as one of the puzzles. This is optional, I think, because the door's already open. And obviously that makes the rail appeal, and the rail leads to other areas, and you can go to other areas and do things there. Yeah, I didn't do that. Both times, just because I wanted to run through and see where I could get through. I did mention both times actually on the controls I put like my starting speed, acceleration, whatever. I put everything up to max, left except for turning speed and boost turning speed, which I put to around about 75. It wasn't exact, I just put it in the rough margin of 75 because I didn't want to spend ages tinkering with it to get it right. These enemies actually have higher health than the other ones. I'm not sure if they all did in that area or not. Again, there's more platforms and rails and stuff. I was just trying to get through. This is the first cyberspace portal. This is the Sky Sanctuary one. There's actually right behind you at the very beginning. There's the Green Hill one, the Aptos Act 1 Green Hill stage. Act 1. That one's there. I didn't do that on either go, because again, I just wanted to run through and see where I get. That actually, I think that starts at the very beginning of the game. For the demo, it was afterwards. Also, I think the demo may have been the TGS demo, because in the end where it says like purchase the game November 8th, there was a lot of Japanese on there, so it's probably the same one as the TGS demo. Anyway, you have to go and kill the tower, and both times it was pretty much the same thing. You can side loop the bottom, you can hit the bottom, you destroy the different layers of the tower, it comes down lower. The first time I actually got rid of every single layer, so it was just like the head bit you can hit and then damage it. It only damages the actual boss when you hit the head bit. On the footage you're seeing here, which was the second playthrough, which will probably come up any minute now, is you can actually jump when he's down a low enough point. You can actually jump, there you go, and then start damaging the head, which is actually really cool. So if you're better, you can get it done quicker and look cooler doing it. He drops the second portal gear, which you need to get into the cyberspace. This was the only cyberspace level I found that needed 2 gears. The others, I played 2 other cyberspace stages. I'll talk about them in a minute. They both needed 1 gear to enter. Anyway, so here we go. We're entering the cyberspace stage here, and it takes a while for it to actually load. It's like, oh, look, the thing's open and stuff. But then when you go in, this puts you into another training area. And after you complete one of the tasks, it says, it just gives you another one. People obviously would spend ages in there. I saw somebody spend like 5-10 minutes in just these training areas, because obviously, see there, I just did the thing it told me to do, and then you can exit the training, and it goes back into load screen, and you're in the level. The cyberspace stages, I thought were alright. I didn't think they were amazing. The ones I played weren't great. There was an issue with I played the Green Hill Sunset one. That was the last one I played. I'll get onto my issues with that later. I've seen some people saying the controls felt different in the cyberspace stages. I didn't really feel that. They felt pretty much the same. They might be different, but they felt pretty much the same as to what I put the controls on. So yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. We've all seen this stage a million times. This might be the first time you've seen it not being played by somebody with the hand-eye coordination of a mouldy potato, but that's about it. I stopped there because I was itching my back. But yeah, I mean, nothing new, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't actually know if these bits of stage take from any other stage, not to my knowledge. Actually, I don't know if that stage at all takes from any other stage. It might not. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of that side space. Quick little bite-sized thing. I think it's actually alright. I quite liked it. I quite like the side space. Quick little, you go in, do the thing, great. I actually got, I don't know if I did on this time, but on the first time, I got all the red rings as well, beat it in the time. So, I ticked off all the boxes for the thing. So you got like 1 billion keys for that, probably. I think you get more keys depending on how many checklists you do, to get the red rings, complete it under this time, get this rank, get this many rings. I did them because I'm amazing, right? Let's face it, I'm amazing. Anyway, you do that stage, and then it makes a bridge, and the bridge leads to the main area of the game, the main map section. So yeah, I mean, that's just building across there. Then across here, I do actually do a bit of a leap. It leaps. There is momentum, right? There is momentum. I'll get onto that more when I'm doing my talk. I'll start from back here when I'm doing my talk specifically about the gameplay that was recorded the second time. This bit, I mean, it's pretty much the same. I tried to actually skip up this bit here. I couldn't. They put like a soft cap on, like, I think all the really high mountains just to stop you getting out of bounds, I imagine. So you can't get out. There are a few Coco scattered about the place. I picked up a few Coco. I actually spoke to might have been the Hermit Coco in this playthrough. Again, I'll get to that in the other one. So then it does a little tour like, oh wow, here's the world and stuff. And just up here on the right, you can see it there, is the cyberspace stage to the 2D city stage. I played that one, and it was really good. I'll talk about it in just a second. Here's the Asura boss. Both times I loop around the feet just because I know you get the portal gears from it, because we've seen from the gameplay you get the portal gears from it. It was very fiddly to do that, as you can actually see somewhere, like here, like this bit here, where I'm trying to get the feet, because you can't actually move the camera up at certain bits. And then sometimes the homing attack just didn't work there. You see it was there, and then he just punched instead of doing it. Because the homing attack's on square, punch is also on square. And it didn't do it. Anyway, here I just run off, and now I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to stop playing that gameplay there online. I'm not looking at anything now. I'm just going off memory. I tried to actually kill that boss afterwards, and I ran up the arm as you do. You hit the top antenna bit, and then it breaks and throws you off. You can actually air dash while it's throwing you off and make it back to it. You can run up the middle of it, back up to the top, and then you can start like hitting the horns. This is where it gets like lasers start coming out of the horns to like protect it. Now I wasn't actually touching the lasers, like when I was attacking it, I was above the lasers. Now I was hitting the horn. And nothing else was touching me. There were no projectiles. The horn didn't like electrify anything. I don't know why, but it just kept damaging me. And it eventually killed me because of it. And at some point as well, it slammed its arm down and you just glitched through it. So that's, you know, there's a few problems there with that boss. I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, there's a few issues there. It was a bit glitchy here and there. But that's alright. After I did that, after I died, I was like, okay, I'm not going to waste all my time trying to kill this boss, which I'm probably going to get like one more portal gear for. I'm just going to go see if I can do another stage. I went back to the first side space portal from the beginning bit, and that was a 2D city stage. And I only thought afterwards that, oh, someone said if you push down while moving, he goes into a ball. I didn't actually test that. I did do the drop dash in it, though. I did the drop dash throughout the other one as well. I did the drop dash pretty much right. I really like the drop dash, especially in 2D. It works really well in 2D, because you do it, and then there was the bit where it's like a square. It's like a square bit of terrain which goes down. And you get a lot of speed from a drop dash there. I got a lot of speed there. Anyway, I played through that. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't the best stage I've ever played in my life. It wasn't the worst. It was perfectly serviceable. The controls felt pretty good, pretty responsive. Yeah, I mean, better is leagues above Forces, if that's what you're wondering. It's probably the best boost control we've had. So we'll see if some of the stages get better throughout, or what other stages they have. Because we've only really seen, like, what, 7 stages of, like, potentially, like, 50? So, yeah. We still got a lot to see. That stage was perfectly fine, that stage was perfectly serviceable, and now I can't actually remember what direction I went from here, or really anything else about that gameplay, apart from I also played the Sunset Green Hill stage, and I was running through that, and that's the one that takes inspiration from Green Hill Act 2 from Generations. I was running through that, doing all that, having a good time. Right, there was one bit where it's a corner, and it goes around the corner, and like, the camera is automated to turning around that corner, which you weren't expecting, so you tried to move Sonic around that corner as well. But the turn is also slightly automated. It's not fully automated, you still have control, but the game turns him round at the same time. So you have control whilst the game's controlling it, whilst the camera's controlling it, which you weren't expecting. I just ran straight into a wall, and then I got stuck in that wall for a little bit, and I think I can't remember if I died. I might have glitched through the wall or something, or maybe I jumped and then like fell out of the world or something. I can't remember. Anyway, that corner was definitely an issue, so there was a bit of automation issue here and there. There wasn't really much automation there, apart from things like loop-de-loops and stuff. There wasn't really any automation that I came across, apart from loop-de-loops and that corner. But that corner was semi-automated, which probably led to more issues than if it was just fully automated, or not automated at all. And then actually I was nearing the end of that stage, and that's when the screen went to black, and then went, Sonic Frontiers coming November 8th, pre-order now. That was the first playthrough. I'm now going to jump into the second playthrough, about from where the bridge formed, and do live commentary looking at that now, so I'll see you in a second. Alright, so we're here. This is after the bridge has destroyed. Might sound a little different, that's because I'm now doing this bit live. As you can see, momentum. The rabbits are going crazy. I don't remember if I just said that. If they make a noise, ignore it. I hit that, I boost up there, he spun around, I got a load of momentum from it. This game has momentum. We can put the momentum argument to rest. It's clear it's not the main focus of the game, but it is definitely there to a pretty fair degree. Anyway, here you go, you pick up the Chaos Emerald. It's like, oh, well, I've got a Chaos Emerald. I skipped all the cutscenes, both playthroughs, because I wanted to play as much as I could. You know, we've already seen the cutscenes before. Other people have already recorded the cutscenes. I wanted to play it. And then obviously there's some enemies on the right. You can just run past them, which I do like, and there's obviously the cyberspace portal on the right there to the 2D city stage. This is obviously the Sora boss again. You side loop around his legs and then hit it to get the gears out. I got the gears this time. in case I came across a different side space stage, because I didn't want to replay the stages that were already played. I want to do something else, because the first stage I did the first 2 side space stages I came across. This direction actually went a different way. I think I went left and explored the world a bit, and I didn't actually find another cyberspace stage. I found a big portal to the fishing, but I didn't want to do that because I felt by the time I reached out, I was like, well, my time was nearly up. I don't want to waste the end of it doing fishing. So here's actually this bit. We've seen this bit before in a bit of gameplay where you loop around there and then it like the purple hearts come out. As you can see, the camera's drifting off a bit from the focus slightly here, but we'll let him off for that, you know. I'm just trying to remember bits as I sing it. That was actually a drop dash there. Here's the ninja boss fight again, so they are actually just scattered throughout the world. These mini bosses are scattered throughout the world. There is the there's another tower in the bit that goes down, like the spider web looking thing. I think I go there in a minute. There's a tower there. I actually ran past the tower there. If you kill the tower, it actually makes a spring, and that spring takes you up to like this area. You know the big upside down pyramid thing that floats in the sky? That there is... you can get that after you kill the tower boss. Actually, we're going up to it just now, I think. We actually ran past there. Was the banger. You know the bit with the banger, the guy that explodes. So we did the parry the first time we saw that. That was actually there, and I got hit by it, and then it fell off the end of a bridge. Here's like I assume this is counted as a puzzle. It wasn't really much of a puzzle. It's just going to get up there and hit this button, but, you know, that... Well, probably... This is when it gives you the tutorial about the... rails that come when you do puzzles. Like, oh, here's a rail, that ancient rail that appeared when you do a puzzle. That's that, and also again it unlocks a bit of your map. So, you know, when you're playing this, you probably want to be doing a fair few puzzles if you want to have a proper good look at your map. I fell off there. I really like the loops he does and a little extra double jump. That was a double jump. I don't know what is going on out there with the rabbits. That was a double jump. This is the bit here. We've seen this bit in the first gameplay where he does the tricks. Now, I tried to do the tricks. I didn't have the tricks unlocked, so he just kind of punched and I fell down. Here I had a big issue locking onto this spring. I don't know why that was such an issue, but, you know, there you go. And, you know, most of the time it was fine. Like there, yeah, that was fine. All those springs hitting, absolutely fine. I don't know why that one was such a... That bit, that outside down triangle there, that spider web. Oh, there's the flyer enemy. By the time I was trying to go get to him, by the time I actually got to him, his thing went away, so I hit this. I thought this was going to be like... The guy in the IGN video said, you know, you get a run from point A to point B. I assume they also activate them. This was like a time trial thing to loop all these. I think I finished it still with like 10 seconds to spare or something. It wasn't too challenging. I don't know if it actually changed the amount of time depending on like your speed controls or not. But yeah, you see there, 35 seconds at the top there. Here I picked up some purple coins. It starts giving you tutorials on them, but yeah, no, I had loads of time left actually after doing that. 27 seconds still. So that wasn't really much of a challenge. Just roll and side loop around those things. And that gives you one of the hearts. And the hearts, I think, power you up. You can give them to the Cocos, the Hermit Coco and the Elder Coco, I think I gave them to them. Because I'd actually come across the Hermit Coco a bit later on. Here you can see Benedict Fox. It's a pretty ass game. And they asked me if I wanted to play it while I was in the queue. It was pretty bad. Here you can actually see for a split second, there! It gave me, it gave me a tutorial on like Cocos or something. So in those floating boxes, people thought they might be flickies in there. They're Cocos in there. I assume you just stomp on it to get it. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. There's the tower, which is below the upside down pyramid thing, and you'll see there's a few Cocos scattered about there. I'm running across here. They're actually light dashed into some rings, but then it sent me backwards because I hit a thing. So these enemies I just killed in one hit. Remember, this was on hard difficulty as well, but these were just, you know, bog standard generic enemies. Other enemies will have more health and be a bit more of a challenge. This over here is kind of around where the big area is. It's just actually, like, it throws you out there. We also saw a bit of the flyer enemy flying past. A bit of the background is there. There's some more purple coins, which you can give to Big. Actually, about there is where I am now, is where the fishing is. You can get into that cyberspace portal. I didn't want to do that. I want to see as much of the world possible. I drop dash down there. You can actually see I gained speed throughout that drop. And again there's my drop dash. You can actually cancel your drop dash by jumping out or jump boosting out, and it actually chucks out after a while, I think. Here we actually, you see, look at that momentum, my guy. Here you actually come out to this thing. I'm not sure what this was. It said area locked, like progress more on the story and come back later. So I don't know what those things are. Still don't know what they are. But obviously I need to progress more in the story. I didn't really do anything story related in this. I was just running around and getting a handle of the controls. This is a bit with that banger again. I hit him. He was a one hit down, but then he charges in on you. I managed to get the parry on him that time. You do the parry by clicking in both bumpers at the same time. Here I picked up a few Coco, saw the Hermit Coco down there, thought, oh, I'll go have a quick chat to this guy. He didn't really say much. He was like, oh, last we meet, Sonic the Hedgehog, blah, 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 right? But he basically says, oh, you can bring me things and I can power you up. So I gave him those. I don't know if he powered me up at all. Oh, yeah, look, it looks like my attacks, looks like, is that level 2 or 3? And my defense on level 3. So you give him those and he makes your defense go up. And then you can bring Cocos, obviously, will upgrade your speed and stuff. And this is pretty much the end of the demo here. The camera just falls off. But yeah, that's the end of the demo. Overall, I loved it.